What's up, YouTube? So recently, I've really been trying to figure out why there are so many people that absolutely hate Monstrum. They cannot stand, they despise Monstrum scopes. Um, they can't stand it. They just cannot stand it. And I've been trying to figure it out. There's so many people that will talk shit about a Monstrum that have never had one, that have never even really picked one up. I've probably talked to about 40 different people in the past couple of days just through social media because they leave comments and I'm like, I'll listen to your input, but I'm going to value it a lot more if you're actually being serious instead of just saying, don't buy it, it's cheap. Well, have you seen one? Have you actually had one? Well, no, but I'm looking at the price. That doesn't cut it for me. You need to tell me why it's cheap. Do they use a lower grade material? Is there a problem with them? Has there been a known problem? Because I can't find any of them. So there's a ton of people that are just so quick. And I'm trying to figure out, I'm like, where are these people coming from? Because I'm not going to rag on something personally. I'm not going to rag on something if I don't have a personal experience with it. I got to be familiar with the subject matter on a personal level, right? If I'm going to rag a scope, it's going to be a scope that I've had a bad experience with, that I've personally either owned or spent a lot of time with, right? And so I start asking these people, what's the deal? And they never have actually had any experience with this scope, but they got no problem talking shit about it. Now today, some guy was literally mad. And let me tell you why I think he was mad. Because he talked in all caps. Every single comment he left me was in all caps. I think he wanted me to know that he was fucking pissed at me for having this scope. It fucking kills him. It bothers him. It eats him up inside. It hurts him so bad to know that somebody has this scope. Now, this really got me thinking about all this. Why? Why would somebody be so angry? I think it's a form of buyer's remorse. I think there's a lot of people that in the past couple of years, they had to buy a budget scope. They weren't going to spend $3,000 on one. So they shopped around and they made the best decision they possibly could, and they still had to spend like $500 to $700, right? Probably. That's about what a budget scope used to cost. Now Monstrum comes out and will sell you a scope for under $200 that has like double the magnification of, last year's $500, $700 optic. And I guess some people just cannot stand that. Now, personally, if I see something like that, I'm going to try to take advantage of it. Cool. The next rifle I build, the next, budget rifle or whatever, I'll try one of those out. I'm glad that that's on the market, and I'm glad Americans have access to something cool like that. But, I mean, the glass is always half full for me. But some people just are trying to justify their old purchases, I think. And a lot of people are just instantly it's not going to be rated for anything good. It's trash. It's going to break. Well, somebody out of these 40 people I've talked to, and it's actually probably more like 60 of them, out of all those encounters, there's been 2 positive encounters. 2 people got a hold of me and was like, yeah, you know what? I have that scope too. It's awesome. My mind was blown too. I cannot believe it. I paid this much for mine. Cool. And then somebody else shared this video with me. They were like, yeah, they're good. Check it out. This Bellruth Tactical already did a video on it. And they have Monstrum G2 scopes. And they slapped it on a 50 cal. So let me first start by saying this video is a year old. Okay. Here's the crazy part. This is a G2 scope. The scope isn't even as good as the scope that I got, and it's riding on a 50 cal, right? So let's just see what this dude has to say about it real quick.
With Bellruth Tactical and Training, man, have we got a treat for you today.
Thank you.
We have been testing the...
I don't know what YouTube's copyright thing is and whatnot, because I'm not a YouTuber, but I will just be stopping this to interject, so I don't get in trouble. I think that's how it works. I don't know.
MONSTRUM G2 6 to 24 by 50 scope.
Yeah.
This thing is serious. Look, for
Yes, this thing is serious. That's what people don't understand. I've had so many people already be like, isn't that an airsoft thing? Bro, it's rated for a 308. What kind of airsoft stuff is rated for a 308? You know what?
$125 or $130, I
Bam.
did not expect it to hang on for the whole 8 seconds. I've had good success with MONSTRUM so far. I definitely expected.
Me too. And one of their open box optics that I bought came in broken. I sent it back to them. Well, they sent me a new one before I could even send the broken one back. So they got awesome customer support. From my personal experience, I can speak on that. And I've been getting just like the best value I can from them. It's been amazing.
Something, but not this. We strapped this thing to a 50 cal bolt gun. It was an Armalite AR-50.
So just him saying that, I believe him. I don't even need to see this dude shooting the 50 cal. I already believe him because I have so many of these optics, and I've been shooting them on AKs. I've been shooting them on my 308. So from what I've seen, I don't see why there would be an issue with slapping one of these on a 50 cal.
You know, we wanted to test the hardware, test the scope, see if it held a 0, etc. So we got to the range the first day, bench mounted it right there. Only thing that we did was torque the bolts to spec. We didn't lap the rings. We didn't do anything fancy. We didn't breathe on it funny. We just stuck it in.
And the best part is they probably use the rings that these things come with. So you don't have to spend another $300 on rings. These scopes actually come with rings already in the box. Just something that Monstrum's done. Now you can also buy special mounts from Monstrum, and you can find them on sale on clearance. I just got one, like some rings for a scope for $11 freaking dollars. Now even Primary Arms sells them for like 60 or 70. So to get them for $11 and they're doing the same damn thing, it's awesome. The name brand markup in the firearms world is insane. It's absolutely insane. And I think this is all just a great example of that, because people cannot believe that like they could make an optic for $100 and sell it for like $150. Like people are just like, no, that's insane. It has to fall apart because, and I'm just trying to explain to people that like I've worked at like places like Acumen Global Technologies and Kuka Robotics. I fully understand what we are capable of making in a shop that, you know, a scope just does not cost $800-900 to make anymore. I don't care what you think. I'm sure that makes you feel better thinking that scope that you bought for $1,900, well, it probably cost $1,200 to make, and then you got to let them make a little bit of money. That scope did not cost them no $1,200. Okay, I'm sorry, but that's the truth. Most of the scopes that people are buying, even if they're spending $1,000, are like $130, $40 scopes. That's how much they cost to manufacture. And yeah, then they're getting sold to you for $1,000 because of the name brand that's on it. And it just kills me that so many people fall for it. And when you challenge that system by just saying, hey, check this out. Look at the value on this thing. It's crazy. Yeah, you will have angry ass people coming out the woodwork trying to justify the $700 they spent last year on the same freaking thing that you got with half the magnification. And over the past couple of days, I have seen it all. I could not believe some of the nonsense these people have tried to attack me with. Well, I saw one at SHOT Show. Yeah, it might be all right for some people, but it can't be good enough for me. And when you get to a high magnification, the field of view is small. Yeah. And I'm like, bro, what are you even talking about? The field of view is small in any high magnification optic. The more you zoom in, the smaller the field of view becomes. I don't care if it's a $20,000 scope. Well, actually, maybe they could have some kind of crazy weird lens where only the very center of it's magnified and you can still see something around your target. But I haven't seen anything like that, okay? Typically, Higher magnification means smaller field of view, and some of the things these people are trying to argue, they just don't even make no goddamn sense. But they have to try to argue something because they have to fight that buyer's remorse. Their optic has to be better than this now. This is the standard. Mine better be better than that because I paid $500. Like I paid $500. This guy got his for $150 and already has double the magnification that I have. No. It's got to be a piece of shit in some way or another. That's just the way it is. I even just told one guy that, the EOTechs that, cost $1,000. They used to be sold through Bushnell's by the same company with a different name for $200 a piece. And they have not changed in the past 20 years other than getting adopted by the military. And now literally the same piece of technology, the same optic that hasn't even really been upgraded is being sold for $1,000 a piece instead of $200. These are facts. You can look these things up. The name branding on some optics is just insane. And also, if it was actually used by the military, oh, well, congratulations, because now your $200 optic, you can sell it for $1,000 now because it was used by Uncle Sam. And some people are literally like, you know what, if they used it in the Army, I don't care if it's going to cost me my left nut. I need that. And it might not even be the best thing at the time. That's just the crazy part of it. So that's what I've noticed personally. Let's see what Homeboy has to say.
Stuck it in there, dirt and all, clamped it down just to see objectively if this thing is a pile of garbage or not. And I got to tell you, it is not.
Yeah, I've done the same thing. I've taken them to the range, clamped them down straight out of the box just to see if it would hold zero, and then dumped hundreds and hundreds of rounds through them. Mine have always held zero. I've checked mine with a Wheeler Engineering bore laser, set it with that, took it shooting multiple times, and then checked it on the bore laser again. Everything was spot on, exactly where I set it.
It shot hundreds of rounds, blew a whole lot of dough too. We too. Absolutely spent.
Right, and this is why we put these videos out, to let people know, because you are spending hundreds of dollars to test this shit. You're spending a lot of money shooting hundreds of rounds of ammo to test this stuff out. It needs to be documented. That way people have a decent idea.
Spent so much money to get this done, but once we saw how well it was doing, we couldn't resist. I mean,
that's exactly what I said.
Fun.
Guys, I'm sorry, I'm making a recording of this because I thought maybe, just maybe, I was going crazy. Or just I got super lucky and got one out of a billion scope that nobody else has for $150. But it is really good to see that somebody else out there has actually, tested these things, gave it a fair shot, and came to the same conclusion as me. You're not going to beat this for the price. What did he say this one was? He said this one was 130. Okay, cool. He probably got it open boxed. My G3 was 150 open box. Now, don't get me wrong, these are $250 optics, brand new, but you can always get them on sale, and you can typically always find one open boxed. I check their deals all the time. I wasn't even shopping for a scope, but when I saw a G3 scope that was 6 through 24 magnification for $150, and it's a G3, I didn't even need a scope at that point. I just knew it was going to be good, and I bought it because, I mean, why not? It's not like I'm paying $1,000 for it, right? You just can't beat that. So here they have a G2, which is like a downgraded version of mine, and it's on, what, a 50 cal? Let's see. That's right, that would be expensive, right? That would be expensive as shit. So yeah, there's a MONSTRUM scope on a 50 cal.
Oh, you're dead on.
There's a MONSTRUM scope on a 50 cal, and I don't know how all of YouTube or all of the gun community has missed this. That is insane. There's only 7,000 views on this. No wonder people are coming with so much stupid nonsense about this brand. They have not seen this. They have not seen this. So this is one up better than I could do because I don't have a 50 cal right now. So yeah, if these things are going to work on a 50 cal, which they certainly are here, a lot of money is being blown just to show that here. They're going to work for your 5.56. They're going to work for your 308. And I'm sticking by that. Hell, I might even buy another MONSTRUM optic. Real talk. Look at him go. Beautiful. Awesome. Again, want to give credit here to Bell Ruth Tactical, and go check this video out. Right, is the MONSTRUM G2 6 through 24 times 50 worth the money? We strapped a 50 cal to find out. Go check this video out. Watch it for yourself. I think more people need to see this. Maybe it would cut out some of the nonsense online. And the crazy thing is, too, people are willing to accept primary arms optics because they're like, well, they've been around long enough to be reputable now. They're the standard, which I think is why they're selling optics for $500 now. Like, their price has been going up over the past year, and I've totally been noticing it because I track these things, right? And people are willing to be like, yeah, you know, primary arms is all right because, you know, they're up to $500 an optic now too. But MONSTRUM, no way. When in reality, they're both made in the same shop. So these things are both being made like in the same shops in China. So it's just crazy to me. Anyway, I hope this was enlightening to anybody out there looking for a good optic for a fair price. Check these out. Later.